What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Chuds BBQ. My name is Bradley Robinson, and today I'm going to show you how I made these beautiful, delicious, smoky, cheesy, scratch-made, amazing brisket grilled cheese sandwiches. Coming up. This is a brisket. Pat it dry. And what I got here is a USDA Prime brisket, looking very nice. Picked this up at my local grocery store. Kind of small, coming in around 45 bucks, weighing around 10 pounds, and pretty good looking brisket. But of course, first thing we need to do is trim it up, starting with this big chunk of fat on the backside. Just kind of seam separating this thing out. Definitely don't need all of that. While I'm back here, we'll tackle some of this silver skin, taking off any of these sharp corners. You know the drill, folks. I got plenty of other videos on more detailed trimming techniques, but it's still kind of fun to see it. Just trying to make it nice and aerodynamic, clean it up a little bit. Pesky silver skin. While we're back here, we'll just zip that off. Some of this excessive fat. Weird little flapper doodle, don't need. Backside, looking great. Flip it over. Not much of a point on this one, so we'll just start by taking off this fat cap. And by take off, I mean just shave down. Very nice. Ooh, I love trimming briskets. It's so fun. Everyone's a little bit different, but you still need to do the same cuts. Take out this little pocket of fat right. And we'll carve this out a little bit. There we go. That's looking nice. Give the old Chud scrape, smooth out your knife marks. Not necessary, but it sure does make it look pretty. Looking very nice, and now all we need to do is give it some shape and get rid of this super thin end. The old swoop, beautiful. Tackle some of this fat a little bit over here. Go, oh great, scalp it right at the last minute like an a-hole. That's all right. You know, sometimes when it comes to trimming, you just need to know when to stop. I should probably stop right now before I scalp it again. And there we go, nice amount of fat cap on there, nice and aerodynamic, looking nice and clean, and a beautiful looking brisket. Let's get this thing seasoned up. For our rub today, I'm going on with some classic SPG, which is just 2 parts 16 mesh black pepper, on sale now, shopchuds.com. 1 part kosher salt, and 1/2 part granulated garlic. And as always, because this is such a pepper heavy rub, we can go on with a really heavy coating without worrying about over salting this thing, because after 20 hours of cooking, too much pepper will never be a problem, but too much salt can be. Just a nice heavy coat, and please, folks, don't forget the sides. Rookie move. Flip it over. And same on this side. No need for a binder. This thing just came out of the cryovac. And as you can see, we're having no problems with this rub adhering to this meat. Looking good to me. Let's fire up the pit. Boot snake. And on the pit we go. Fat cap up, fatty side towards the fire, as we typically do. Rocking a nice smoky fire. We're gonna keep this around 250 for the first few hours, then gradually bump it up to around 275. And we'll check back in a little bit. All right, folks, I gotta come clean. I was gonna lie to you, but I just don't have it in me. I lost all the footage of the brisket trim that I actually did for this entire video, and the one that I just trimmed up and threw on the pit is the next day. So going into the next shot, if the brisket looks different, just know that's what happened, but I didn't want to just cut into the middle of a video. So I bought a whole new brisket and trimmed it up just for the storyline. But I'm sorry, but now my conscience is clean. Thank you. We're about 6 hours into this brisket cook. Not much to report on. Burning a nice smoky post oak fire, as we typically do. And yeah, it's looking good. Not peeling up as much as I thought it was. No pooling. Bark is looking good. Probing right around 150s, 160 or so. So very easy. Nothing to it, folks. Probably got another hour or so before we have to wrap, which gives us plenty of time to make some pickled jalapenos. Busting out the mandolin. We're gonna make these a level 2, whatever that means. Not too thick, not too thin. And obviously you could use a knife, but it's nice to have all consistent sizes. And it's really quick. And then into a jar we go. I'm gonna throw some garlic in there too while we're at it. And I highly recommend using a glove when dealing with jalapenos, because you know, you catch your wiener on fire one time, you learn your lesson. I tell you. Next up, let's make a quick brine, starting with equal parts of some water. Oh goodness, I heated up quick. As well as some white vinegar, some kosher salt, some white sugar, a couple of black peppercorns, 1 bay leaf, and some turmeric. And just let that come up to a boil. Woo! smelling good. I'm gonna put this on a tray because I'm definitely gonna make a mess. And now with our piping hot brine, over the jalapenos we go. Oh, would you look at that? Get that bay leaf out of here. Of course, the one time I'm prepared, I don't spill. Great. And now on we go with our lid. Give it the old shaky poo. Let this cool down to room temp, pop it in the fridge, and we'll have some beautiful pickled jalapenos. About 8 hours into this cook here, and this adorable little brisket is getting ready to be wrapped. Boop. Oh, so cute. If you've never cooked a small brisket, I highly recommend it. Feeling nice. Fat still needs to render quite a bit. We're about 175, 180 internal right now. So we're gonna give it the old foil boat. Beautiful. Loving the bark on that. Looking very nice. So now back on the pit this goes. We're going to bump the temps up to around 300 degrees until this thing is probing nice and tender. And just like that, off the pit this thing comes. Looking nice and barky. Feeling nice and tender. Got that beautiful crunchy crispy bark on top that we all know and love. Probing nice and tender. So now into my oven this goes at 155 degrees overnight for a nice long heated rest. Next up, let's go ahead and bust out some white bread real quick. Starting with some warm water, some yeast, and some sugar. And give that a little mixy poo. After about 5-6 minutes, I can tell that that yeast is definitely still alive. Always worth checking. So now we're gonna go in with 1 egg, followed by some bread flour, the rest of our sugar, some salt, and let that mix. And once a nice shaggy dough is formed, now we're gonna go in with our softened butter. There we go. And now we're gonna knead this for about 7-8 minutes. Ooh, beautiful dough. Take your time. Still a little bit sticky, but I'm okay with that. Just form it into a nice supple ball. Beautiful stuff. Into a grease bowl it goes. I'm gonna cover this with some plastic wrap and let this double in size for the next hour to hour and 1/2. And now that our dough is looking nice and proofed, out it comes. Boop. Oh, lovely dough. Gonna flip this over and just kind of pat it out into a rectangle, roughly the same size as our loaf pan. Just like that. Probably should put down some flour. I think we'll be all right. And now I'm gonna roll this up. Nice tuck and pinch, trying to get a nice taut log. Just a little stretch and roll. I'm really bad at this, if you guys didn't know. All my loaves kind of come out wonky shaped because I haven't mastered this step yet. But hey, we'll get there someday. And once done, we're gonna go on the bottom side and pinch that seam closed. And then we're gonna look at it and wonder how it got so big. How you doing, buddy? Just gonna plump this up a little bit, give it some rolls, just get it to the right size and right shape. That's looking pretty good. And now into our greased loaf pan, which I'm thinking is too small, but I don't know what happened to my bigger one. And then in we go. Oh, nice and snug. Love that. Now we're gonna let this rise for probably about 30 minutes. Looking good. Ooh. And now into a 350 degree oven this goes for, I don't know, 30 minutes or so. And just like that, out of the oven our loaf comes and is looking absolutely beautiful. Let's go ahead and pop that out. Oh, would you just look at it, folks. Thing of beauty. Nice and warm, nice and puffy. Love it. I'm gonna pop this on a wire rack and let it cool down before we go ahead and slice on in. After a nice long overnight rest, let's go ahead and see how this brisket came out, shall we? Woo, beautiful. Oops, oh no. Don't mind if I do. Such a cute little brisket. Nice and barky, nice and floppy. All good signs. Start out by going right down the middle. And there we have it. Not too shabby. Nice and squishy, nice and juicy. Beautiful render on that. Lovely smoke ring as well. Gotta love that afternoon sun on a fresh brisket. Well, fresh out of the oven anyway. See how these burn ends came out. Beautiful. Nice and tender. Nice render on that. Ooh, beautiful bark. Go ahead and cut these up. Don't mind if I do. Gotta love a good brisket. Never gets old. Beautiful slice. It's so cute. Get some nice slices of fatty going. Ooh, this is so tender. Nothing wrong with that, folks. And we'll get some lean while we're over here as well. Best of both worlds. And now that we got this all sliced up, I think it's time to go ahead and make ourselves a grilled cheese. But first, gotta love that bite. Must say, pretty happy with how this loaf came out. Let's see how it looks on the inside. Ooh, beautiful looking crumb on there. Go for some nice thick slices, Texas toast style. Good looking stuff. And of course, we got the burn ends of the bread as well. It's just so light and fluffy. Gotta love it. All right, it's time to assemble this thing. Now I've got a whole variety of cheeses today, so we can make this pretty much however we want, but to make my inner child happy, we're gonna start out with a nice slice of some American cheese. We'll go slice and a half. You gotta have that meltability. Then we'll go on with a nice sharp cheddar, and we'll do a slice of mozzarella just for the meltability. After that, we'll go down with a nice slice of some fatty brisket, a nice beautiful slice of lean as well. We'll top that with a nice big slice of some pepper jack, a little bit of Colby jack as well, just for good measure. We'll do another little layer of brisket, some thin cut lean, a little bit of fatty, pulls right apart. Gotta love that. Top that with a slice of Munster and the other half of that piece of American because it's sitting right there. And there we go, folks. That looks like a hell of a brisket grilled cheese to me. So now all I gotta do, butter it up. You know, some people like to do the mayonnaise thing. I don't know, maybe on a sandwich, but you just can't beat freshly baked bread, butter toasted. And there we go. Let's throw it on the flat top. I mean, you didn't come into this expecting it to be a healthy video, right, folks? Oh my God, I did not need to make 3 of these, just the sheer heft. All right, let's see if we can do this. There we go. If we're making too many Cubanos, I almost just smashed it. Honestly, that wouldn't be bad. Butter the top side. Ooh, beautiful toast on that. Smelling so good. And I'm kind of glad as all this cheese melts, it's getting a little bit smaller, a little bit more normal sized of a sandwich. Although this bread is humongous. Ooh. Yes, please. And just like that, folks, we've got 3 beautiful, melty, gooey brisket grilled cheese sandwiches. Pop these in the toaster oven for like 10 minutes while I cleaned up the cutting board here, but now I think it's time to see how they came out. Ooh, that feels so warm and gooey. Love it. That's got some serious heft to it. Nice and toasty. And there it is in all its glory, folks. Beautiful, juicy brisket. Nice, oozy, gooey cheese. Oh, that is so fantastic smelling. Ooh. Oh, I mean, come on, folks. Good Lord. Good Lord. Ooh, gotta love a good cheese pull. Ah, I mean, what's not to like here, folks? You got some freshly made, buttery, toasty bread, a whole assortment of cheeses on a freshly cooked brisket. Oh, I gotta dive in. Oh, wait, I forgot the jalapenos. There we go. But first, I gotta see how this thing came out. Oh, goodness. Don't have to convince me to try this. Oh, my God. That is ridiculous. Oh, so cheesy, so briskety. That bread. To be completely honest with you, it's really not as over-the-top heavy as I was expecting it to be. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not light, but I think I was pretty tame in the stack, you know. This thing could be a lot thicker. That is phenomenal. How have I never done this before? Can't forget about these little guys. Ooh, nice and tangy. A little bit of heat goes great with the grilled cheese. Ladies, would you like a brisket grilled cheese sandwich?
Yes. What cheese did you go with?
I went with all the cheeses.
All the cheeses? Ooh.
Nice and meaty.
Oh, yeah. Ready?
Oh, God.
Cheers.
Clinkies.
It was a big of a bite.
I meant to put those in the sandwich, but I totally forgot.
Oh, it's good.
I'm really glad you did all the cheeses. I can taste the pepper jack. It's really good.
If it's a grilled cheese, you gotta go heavy on the cheese.
Honestly,
All
I'm
the
not mad
cheeses.
about you for getting the jalapenos because I can just put it on every bite now.
Perfect
Spicy
bites. So rad. How about some pork belly?
Oh, jeez.
Too. I want all the grilled cheeses now. I'm never gonna have a normal grilled cheese ever again.
Are you saying add pork belly to this, or do this with pork belly?
I need a rib grilled cheese. I need a pork belly grilled cheese. We got a brisket grilled cheese. I need a sausage
If
grilled
you
cheese.
did a pork belly one of these, I think I would actually have a heart attack.
That pork belly slider you did? Oh my God.
That was good. That was good.
This is amazing though. Sellable for sure. I'd buy it.
So good.
It's hard to beat any sandwich that's made on very freshly made buttery bread.
Dude, yeah, I totally forgot you made these buns, hun.
When I was cutting them, I was worried that they were too thick, but once
It's perfect.
they toast it down,
No.
you know, they shrink
Yeah,
up
they
real
did
nice.
shrink.
Is this the most unhealthy thing I made?
Most likely.
No, the peppers.
The
The cream cheese brisket peppers.
the
Twinkies.
The Twinkies.
Those were crazy, yeah.
From what I've tried.
That was a lot.
That was a lot, but they were
so good,
smaller.
though.
But it's got
They were
fruit
smaller.
involved.
I don't know, they didn't have bread.
Yeah. That's true.
But this bread is worth it. It's a little too delicious.
I know, I
don't
can't
know.
stop.
I was pretty restrained with the amount of brisket I put in here.
No, I think it's perfect. And I like that you layered the cheese in the middle.
Yeah, I think the ratios are perfect.
All right, thank you for joining me, ladies.
You're welcome.
you.
If you need another one, let me know.
You can go now.
Okay. On second thought, that is starting to sit a little heavy in the old gullet, so I think it's time for the official taste test. Oh, come on. You're going to split it up into two? All right, y'all, and that is it. That is how to make an absolutely fantastic, if not somewhat ridiculous, brisket grilled cheese sandwich. I highly recommend giving this one a try. I wouldn't cook a brisket just to make this sandwich, but if you've ever got some leftover brisket in the freezer, or at least some chopped beef, I highly recommend it, because it is an indulgent bite, to say the least, and, you know, sometimes you just gotta live a little bit. But all that being said, if you enjoyed this video, let me know by hitting that subscribe button. Let YouTube know by dropping a like on this video. If you give this recipe a try for yourself, be sure to tag me on Instagram at Chuds BBQ. I'd love to see what y'all are cooking. Big shout out to all the Patreon members. Thank you for supporting Team Chud and allowing me to keep making all these videos. And until the next time I see you, please go cook something outside. Peace!